Hey, it's Kesha. Welcome and welcome back. I know it has been some time since we have sat and had this time together, but I'm not going to come in here and talk unless I have something to say or unless Spirit is giving me something to share. And well, this is our moment. This is our time. So a couple weeks ago, I was ruminating on a few verses, and something about Genesis 1:31, the last line of the chapter, stood out to me. And the verse itself is, and God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So often we're tempted to look back at, decisions we made, actions we've taken, experiences we've had. If they didn't turn out the way that we wanted them to, or didn't have the result we had anticipated, we would label them bad. And then we attach to that all these negative emotions and feelings. We tend to dwell on it. We nurse that sense of loss, and we beat ourselves up again and again for why didn't we do something differently? Why didn't we do better? Why didn't we, that sort of thing. And all these other ingenious ways that we beat ourselves up and punish ourselves. And then we might get the idea, okay, give yourself grace. Someone might say that to us, or we come across that idea and we think, okay, I'm just going to forgive myself. And maybe in that moment it's sad and we have a sense of peace, but then the thoughts resurface. And I was thinking, if we can use the beginning of Genesis as a master step in manifestation and creation, or to give us insight when we're stuck on a problem, let there be light, we can say that over ourselves in a situation, then the last line of the first chapter also has power for us. We have to first remember that everything is in divine order, right? Where divine order means that the universe operates in order and harmony. Everything, if allowed to be, is in right relationship with the whole. So everything that happens, we say happens for a reason, but everything is unfolding as it should be if we don't apply any resistance to it and we accept things as they are. Because each action, opportunity, experience has within it the possibility for growth and learning. So if it's a positive experience, we know, okay, we want to do that again because it was positive. But if it's a negative one, we also learn, hey, maybe we don't do that the same time, or we don't do that again, or we don't do that the next time. But it's all information, right? And when these things happen, we can say simply that, oh, that's information, right? Not attaching a label to it, good or bad. And that allows us to move more easily through our experiences, especially those ones we might previously have deemed negative. So, it's coming back to my notes here. When it comes to replaying the stories of what if, we have to recognize that the what if story is always glowing and beautiful, right? We think, well, what if I'd only done this? I would have had the most beautiful relationship, or I would have had the most beautiful experience. I would have had the most money possible. I would have had the best career. The what if story is always something so glowing that it's going to lead to pages and pages of think pieces and, beautiful long obituaries, right? But if we can remember that things are unfolding as they should be, and we are building a life that is truly ours and unique and singular to us, then it's not that those things were bad. They were just simply experiences that we walked through, and they were the training ground for the next step, right? And I would say in that case too, that, and this is how I release some of the pain and attachment to what I had previously considered a negative experience. I remember that at the time I made the decision, I was doing the best I could. I made the best decision possible given what I knew and who I was in that moment and at that level of consciousness. It's only, hindsight is 20/20. Only looking back, do I think, oh, it could have been done differently? Well, sure, because there are a myriad of possibilities. But the one I chose in that moment was what I thought was the best one at that time, right? It's only once things begin to unfold that I might think on it differently. But again, we come back to this idea of divine order, where if I don't offer resistance, and I simply allow the things to unfold as they unfold, and I take with it the good and I release the bad, right? Then everything is in order and harmony, and in right relationship with the whole. That's where I think we can also give ourselves a break, offer ourselves some grace. If we look back at the definition of the universal law of grace, it is the divine intervention or aid in the restructuring of our creations, where we surrender our miscreations to God so that when the effects return to us, they are tempered by God, right? Did I say that right? The divine intervention and aid in the restructuring of the effects of our creations, where we surrender our miscreations to God to be raised up to a higher level, where then the effects that are returned to us, or the effect that manifests, then is tempered by God. And I think that's going to be the point of this meditation. The idea that we're surrendering not only our miscreation, but also all of the attendant negative thoughts that go with it, so that we can be at peace, right? Release the baggage that they've created. We're going to give it all back to source to free ourselves. And thus create from a new level of consciousness, a new level of awareness. And we're not going to reference a future that never happened, and we're not going to reference a past that has already happened. We're going to create and exercise our choice from where we are now and where we'd like to go. Okay? So what is it that we have within us right now today to imagine how things could be? So let us begin, as we begin, by first closing our eyes, taking a deep breath in, and letting it out. Take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. Just feel yourself becoming more present in your body, feeling comfortable in your seat or lying down. Lovingly and gently call all of your power back to yourself. I now call all of my power and wisdom back to myself. And notice how those parts of you are coming back to you and you were made whole. Notice how your breath now cements them back into place. If you feel like there's anything attached to you, or corded to you, just release that cord and attachment and let it go back to source. And likewise, if you feel like you've attached or corded yourself to something or someone, some situation, just release that cord and let it go back to source. We should now be able to breathe, feeling ourselves whole and singular, disconnected from anything that is not ours. And now see a column of white light gently coming down over you. Breathe in that light. Feel its peace all about you. Notice how it quickens each cell of the body. Each cell of you remembering you too are the light. Everything within you alive and buzzing. Everything about you just a bit brighter. You are one with the light. You are the light. Just breathe. Now let's lift up that column, lifting up higher and higher, freer and lighter, out of, in fact, the worldly way, out of this physical body, out of this physical existence, out of this thing, this place that we call reality. Feel yourself a being of light, in space and at one with the infinite. Notice how radiant and luminous you are. Feel your access to your divine power. Feel your connection to your wisdom. Feel it moving in, to, and through you. Feel it as you. You are wisdom. You are power. You are creation. Breathe. I want you to call to mind a situation or person, something that you think about often. You feel like you fell short of the mark, where if you had acted differently, chosen differently, you would have had a better outcome. Just gently call that situation to mind. And notice where it was lodged when you call it up. Was it stuck in your heart? Was it taking up headspace? Was it stuck somewhere else in your body? Call all of the energy that you've woven around it. Call the situation and all of that energy forth. And just see it within a ball in front of you. Your mind, your heart, your body is now free of it. It's just sitting as a ball in front of you. Notice if your ball has any activity, if there's any swirling about it, if there's a swirl in it. What color is it? Does it have weight and density? How does it feel? Is it prickly? Is it charged? You may notice your old self standing off to the side. And from this space, this moment now, in the fullness of your power, in the brightness of your light, I want you to send a gentle ray of forgiveness to the situation. Send a ray of acceptance to it. And turn to your older self and send a ray of forgiveness to yourself, recognizing that you did, in fact, do the best you could at the time. Send love and acceptance to your former self. And notice how the situation in the ball changes. Notice how your former self changes now that you sent them both forgiveness and acceptance. Notice the charge dissipating. Notice the colors softening. Notice the slowing down of the swirling action. And when you look at yourself, if you were small and slumped over, you now stand easy and proud. And breathe. Now send a ray of love to the situation. Send a band of gratitude. Thanking it for this experience, this opportunity for growth, the opportunity for choice and creation. Send your former self love. Send your former self gratitude. Notice again how the ball of your situation has changed and shifted and morphed. It's so light now. It's lost all weight and density. It is light, and it glows as light. And when you look at your former self with those eyes of love and acceptance and forgiveness, you too are much lighter. Just continue to send love and gratitude until everything you see, everything about you becomes light. Notice how anything that was previously negatively charged is now dissipated. Notice where it was held in your body, that space is now filled with light. And now let's set an intention. From where you are right now, from what you know in this moment, what's the greatest vision you have for yourself? Begin to see that come into fruition. Call that forth. And if you feel like you want another shot at it, call it forth again. A similar situation that meets you where you are now, who you are now in this moment. Call forth your ideal. Make yourself available for that divine appointment. Notice how this time you rise to the occasion, and it's easy and effortless because you've grown so much and you've loved yourself so much. And surround it with love and light. If your ball of energy is still present, glowing and sparkling, ask how it wants to bless you. Does it want to sit over your head and burst as a shower coming down over you? Does it want to move into your heart, becoming one with the rest of you? Do your angels, guides, and teachers come and take it, knowing that it's now in divine hands and it will be returned to you in the most perfect form? Or any variation thereof? How will you receive this blessing? Look at your new self having overcome, having succeeded, having experienced joy and success. Ask them if they have any words of wisdom or comfort, anything they want to share. And feel free to answer back from your heart. Give yourself a big hug. Feel the love exchanged, the respect exchanged, the acknowledgement exchanged. Breathe. Now gently turn your vision inward, back onto self. See yourself as an ever more radiant ball of light, Notice how you take up even more space energetically. Notice how you have more access to more wisdom and more power. Feel the connection to the divine deeper, more all-encompassing, moving into and through you, working as you from the inside out. Just check in with your body, notice how good you feel. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. It feels, at least for me, I don't know about you, but for me, and I'm hoping you feel the same, but it just feels so good to be done with those thoughts and that nonsense, right? It just feels, I just feel so much freer. I feel lighter, you know? And I have a greater sense of trust in the new creation. Not only that when I meet it, I'll be able to meet it successfully, but it's done. It's good, right? It was easy. It just took us a while to get here. I'm curious. Leave me notes in the comments. Like, what was your situation? How did it change for you? When I asked you to see the energy of the situation, what did that look like? And what did it look like when it transformed, right? When we started to send it love and forgiveness. What did you notice about yourself, right? From how you were at the beginning versus after you released the charge and sent yourself forgiveness and love and acceptance. All I can say right now is I love me. And I think that's the place, that is the most ideal place to create from, So now when we go back to the beginning of Genesis, let there be light, right? Let us be that light. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to see what we create, So leave me your comments. I can't wait to hear from you. And we're going to be back with more fairly soon, I think, because while I didn't have anything to say for a long time, then suddenly a lot came. So I've got a few more of these to work on and to put up for you. But this one right now feels good. So let's go and enjoy that. And then I'll see you soon in the next one. I love you, and I've missed you, and I miss me, and I love me. So y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.